For everyone here, thank you so much for joining this upcoming session. I'm very excited about. It's all about how to grow your social media audience with ads. And so Julia Campbell, who is a nonprofit digital marketing consultant, and Susu Wong, who is the founder of Tomo 360, is joining us to really dive into all the ways that you can use Facebook and Instagram ads to just broaden your audience and really attract more potential donors. So we're gonna get going in just a minute, and I will go ahead and stop sharing my screen. So if you want to go ahead and share your screen.
All right, I will share my screen, and Susu, I'll start, and then I can advance your slides, or you can advance when you talk. We kind of split it up into sections so we wouldn't be constantly like shifting back and forth.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, can everyone see and hear?
Yeah.
And I think you can see the slides.
Yes, I can see them. Thank you so much. I'll let you take it away from here. Thanks, Julia.
Sure.
Thanks, Susu. Thanks.
Thank you.
Well, thanks everyone for being here with us today. And you know, times are interesting, whatever, unprecedented, uncharted, whatever adjective you want to use today. But we are just really excited to be here and talk about Facebook ads and some strategies you can use to grow your audience and really engage your current audience, as well as attract new potential donors, new supporters to your cause with Facebook ads. So a little bit about both of us, if you don't know who we are. I actually met Susu a while ago. I was doing a presentation when we used to be able to do in-person presentations. And then I had the amazing luck and just pleasure of having her as a speaker at the Nonprofit Social Media Summit. And she spoke on Facebook ads, and it was just so tactical and practical. But she's also a badass nonprofit founder. So she started Women Accelerators. She runs her business, and you know, she's welcome to tell you more about her when she does her section. But basically, you're really in for a treat, because I know strategy and like the art of Facebook ads, and Susu knows both, and she knows the science. I definitely do not know the science. And actually, pro tip, we're working together on some Facebook ads campaigns for my business, and I'm really excited. If you don't know who I am a speaker and author. I design online courses for nonprofits, and I've been doing this work, working in and out of, beside, adjacent to nonprofits for about 20 years. So I'm really familiar with the small nonprofit and the bootstrapping nonprofit. So that's how we are targeting our presentation today. Someone that's wearing a lot of hats, and someone that is managing multiple tasks, maybe duties as assigned, that kind of thing. So to begin, I want to talk about, you know, what are Facebook ads, and what are some of the benefits for nonprofits. That's what we're going to cover a lot of today. And then some specific ways that you can kind of get started and use Facebook ads strategically, because the whole principle and the purpose of this presentation is to kind of address the myths and misconceptions around Facebook ads, but also ensure that you are not just making Mark Zuckerberg richer, because he doesn't need to be richer, but that you are spending your hard-earned dollars very strategically on the right kind of thing. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're not just going to be like, Facebook ads are great, go spend $500 or even $10. You don't even want to spend $10 if you don't know what you're spending it on. So how can you use Facebook ads to drive donations, to promote virtual events? And then Susu is going to give you her 7 steps to setting up your Facebook ads to maximize your success. So, you know, let's just start very, very high level. What are Facebook ads? So Facebook ads, as it says here, they're creative advertisements, but the power in Facebook ads really lies in the targeting. So Facebook ads are not like a billboard. They're not like just buying an ad in your newspaper or even just buying a TV ad. I know TV ads can now be kind of more targeted based on, you know, user data, but they're very specifically targeted to a specific set of Facebook users based on location, demographics, and specific profile information. Of course, people have to have put that into their Facebook profile. I have a Facebook ad planner that will walk you through some of the questions that we're going to talk about. It's more like a workbook for you to really hone your strategy and try to figure out all of the moving pieces that go into creating an ad campaign. So you can get that for free. Just go to my website. I'm happy to, post the link at the end. Okay. Now we all know that Facebook ad that follows us around, right? So I think a fantastic example, and of course I study this and I'm always fascinated by it. And I kind of like it because think about the olden days, right, of advertising. You just get everything advertised to you under the sun that had nothing to do with your interests or where you are in life or what your hobbies are right now or what your job is right now. It used to just be kind of a free-for-all of ads flying at you from all directions. But now, I mean, you can love it or hate it, but this is the way it works. When you click on something, so I clicked on an online course from one of my favorite course creators. And what happened is when I click on that sales page, now they have my information and they can follow me around Facebook and remind me that, oh, you were interested in this once, you check this out. And you might be interested again. So it's a great way to stay top of mind without being very invasive, without being in their inbox every 5 minutes, without being kind of in their face all of the time, because the ads are, a well-designed ad is going to look like it's going to fit seamlessly, kind of into the newsfeed. So the power is just the targeting capabilities and the ability to really reach a warm audience, an audience that might already know you or be interested in your mission and your cause, rather than just kind of screaming at a bunch of strangers from a rooftop, right? So some of the benefits, you can expand your reach because what we know about Facebook and Instagram, 2 billion users, and Facebook, of course, owns Instagram. So a lot of these principles actually are applicable whether you're doing a social media ad campaign on Twitter or Instagram or LinkedIn. The principles are the same. The techniques are different, of course, but an expanded reach. We all want to reach a new audience. We also want to connect and build deeper relationships with our current audience, right? We want to increase brand awareness, but we want to do it in a way that drives action. So it's not really enough for people just to kind of know about us. It's really, the purpose is to get people to take a specific action that we can then track so we know that we're getting return on investment from our ads. Targeting the right people, and I talked about this before, this is the huge benefit. You can upload your email list, for example, and Susu is going to go more into the nuts and bolts. But something that I like is that you can really target very specific segments of people, or you can reach an entirely brand new audience if you want to reach them. If you're doing a local event, you can target everybody in your town over the age of 40, whatever it is that you want to do. So targeting a specific audience that's much more likely to take action. And then the more you run Facebook ads, the more Facebook learns about you. Right? And so the more they understand the type of audience member you want to reach, and the more they serve the ad to the right type of person. It can also really amplify your fundraising, whether or not you're using Facebook fundraising, maybe you're using CauseVox, whatever it is you're using, it can amplify your message and get your message in front of your donors. Because as we know, it's not enough to just send out one piece of mail. You can't just send out one email. You have to do a multi-channel campaign. You have to reach donors every place that they are. And ideally, I mean, they need to see a message several times, probably before they're going to make a decision. So Facebook is like a piece of that puzzle to really amplify and enhance what you're already doing with fundraising. And it can help you stay within your budget. It's super affordable. So, everyone asks, how much do Facebook ads cost? And I know Susu is going to go into this, but you can't say that. It's not like a newspaper where it's $150 for a little piece of square ad in the newspaper. It doesn't work like that. It works with your budget and your goals, and you can change it and you can lessen it and you can add to it. So it's very malleable. So some of the ways that I've seen, especially during the pandemic and all of the unrest and everything that's happening, I've really seen organizations using Facebook ads very strategically to either drive donations and promote their virtual events, because Facebook is a great place to promote your virtual events, right? To get more people engaged, more people interested, and more people seeing it. So some of the best practices in terms of strategy, right? So I'm not going to go into what, are the dimensions of a Facebook ad and all of that. No, I want to talk about strategy, because these are the principles that are evergreen. And these are the principles that they're just battle tested and proven strategies that work in fundraising and marketing. So your Facebook ad really needs to be specific. You need to be able to tell me, like, what do you want me to do? And it's not 5 things. It's not go to our website, make a donation, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, sign up for our email list. Be very specific, and it has to be completely crystal clear. A crystal clear call to action. It has to be frictionless, right? Because if we're on social media, we're not there to look at ads. We're there to maybe get in like a political debate with our dad, as I do almost every day, or maybe we're there to just share articles, look at news, look at baby photos, family vacation photos. So it has to really fit in seamlessly into that. But we're busy. We don't want to necessarily leave Facebook once we're on there, especially at Instagram as well. So it has to be something I can complete in like 2 clicks, or it's very easy to do. And then Mari Smith, Mari Smith, she is the Facebook marketing guru. And I heard her speak one time, and she said, you need to make your social media content, especially your ads, thumb stopping. Because I don't scroll with my thumb, but I get the point. We all scroll, and it has to be able to stop the scroll. So you do have to have a great visual. You can make it in Canva, as I know you're going to learn to do in a session that's coming up, or you can make it in Adobe Illustrator, whatever it is. You don't have to have a picture of yourself, but a great visual. And then it has to be timely. It has to be timely. Like, why this? Why now? Why am I paying attention to this right now? And what's in it for me? So if it's a donation, then it just needs, I'll give you some examples. It needs to be incredibly specific as to what the money is going to accomplish. What is it going to solve? And if it's an event, obviously it's time sensitive. Get your tickets, make your donation, whatever it is. So why this? Why now? Those are huge questions that we have to answer when we're creating Facebook ads. So this is the first Facebook ad I saw after March, when, everything kind of went haywire and the train like fell off the rails. St. Baldrick's is an organization that relies on in-person head shaving events. So a lot of colleges and sororities and churches and community groups, they get people from their community who volunteer to shave their head and raise money for childhood cancer research. And they had never done it virtually before, although I think it represents a gigantically huge opportunity now that it's gone virtual. But I love this. Unable to attend a head shave event, no matter where you shave, kids everywhere with cancer benefit. It can still be fun when you do it solo. So it's not necessarily saying, hey, coronavirus screwed up all our plans, but it's touching on something that we're all thinking about. And maybe we were thinking about going to a head shaving event, or having a head shaving event, or donating, and just saying, hey, you can still do it. It still can work. Volunteers of America. I was just taking screenshots after screenshots in March, because some organizations really kind of nailed it and did a fantastic job reaching their donors. So I'm a donor. I'm donor to almost all of these organizations, or at least was at one point. So that's definitely why I'm being targeted on Facebook, which I don't mind. But Volunteers of America, they did not dance around the issue. They really told stories about how their work and their clientele and the beneficiaries of their services and their programs have been dramatically affected. And they need more people to know. This is urgent. This is timely. This is super relevant. The Greater Boston Food Bank, this was last Thanksgiving. They always do these around the holidays. Very small organization where I live. What I wanted to call out was the specificity of this ad. Your $20 gift provides a complete holiday meal for a family of 5. So I don't even have to think, how much should I donate? What's it going to go to? And then I just, you would just click and hopefully give 20, maybe give more, maybe give less. It doesn't matter. But this is a fantastic example of how all the pieces fit together. That headline, the visual, feed a family for the holidays, timely, specific, and relevant. Also, you don't have to just promote fundraising calls to action, right? Because growing your email list is a really fantastic way to build your community and then nurture them so that they potentially become long-term or lifetime donors. So the United Way of Massachusetts Bay, I really love this. They offered an incentive, and you'll see a lot of marketers do this, right? You'll see like me or consultants or ad agencies or a lot of bloggers are doing this. They'll offer you an incentive to sign up for their email list, where you can then nurture them and send them a series of emails, hopefully make them, convert them into a donor. So, 6 easy and rewarding ideas to get you started. Absolutely love that. So promote anything that's an incentive. Virtual events are, of course, really huge right now because we can't get together in person. And I think what's challenging about it is that I know this webinar is not about virtual events, but what's challenging is figuring out how we can fit what we've been doing all these years, these golf tournaments, these fun runs, these marathons, the head shave events, that kind of thing. How can we mold them into virtual events? So for me, what I think the key is just to figure out what can be virtual. And if it really can't be, then kind of throwing it out and creating like a virtual fundraiser or a peer-to-peer fundraiser. And I know there are going to be a lot of sessions on that during this digital fundraising summit. But what I really liked is what Why Hunger did, the isolation fun run. It's that graphic with text overlay, clearly explaining what's going on. And then it has the link right here. Very easy if someone wants to sign up, if they want to share it. So making sure you have a visual and making sure all of the appropriate information is in there. You could even create, I couldn't find an ad to take a screenshot of, but you could even create a Facebook event on your page, and then you can pay for ads to promote that Facebook event. So people can say they're coming, they can get the ticket link, they can share it directly with their friends and invite their community. So that's something that you might want to think about doing also. Also having a little fun with this. I loved this one. The National MS Society, because they are doing a virtual walk. So trying to create a bunch of different content that's going to make people laugh, that's going to say, oh, we all know this, like the virtual walkathon. But just having fun with it and really understanding what your community wants and what is going to resonate with them. Because no matter what, even if you just spray out a bunch of ads to your donors, if it's not something that's going to catch their eye or resonate with them specifically, then it's going to kind of fall flat. Okay. Now, I am not an expert in the social issues area here, and Facebook is very, very vague about this. I've been reading a lot about it. I'm in groups, I'm on listservs that talk about it, because it does seem like you know it when you see it, kind of is what Facebook is saying. Susu might actually have some more helpful information than I do, but we have to be cognizant that ads about social issues are going to get flagged and get banned or maybe get blocked. So this is what they say on their website. Okay. Very, very vague. And also remember, this is changing all the time, like literally all the time, every day. So this is the most up-to-date information that I could find based on the groups that I'm in, based on some of my clients have experienced. But what civil and social rights, crime, economy, education, all of those are very, very, very vague. So you might run into some issues if you're doing advocacy, certain things. You shouldn't necessarily run into issues if you're promoting a virtual event, depending on the wording, depending on the image. So I think for nonprofits, it's a little more challenging for us because we're not really, selling anything, but don't let that discourage you. Just make sure you know exactly what you're trying to do. And actually, Susu, do you have any more information on that? Because I really some of my clients have been flagged and some haven't. And I just don't know maybe what's the best practice around that.
Yeah, we actually have a client who is in the women recovery service as a nonprofit, and we couldn't do ads because we have to get certified. You have to pay a third-party certification to kind of certify the organization.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got flagged, and you have to pay $1,000 to do that.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So
who did you pay that to? Facebook?
no, it's a I don't remember the name, but it was a third-party verification organization that you had to fill out the application. Then they would have to make sure that you are who you are and verify your organization.
Oh my God. All right. Well, I'm going to stop my share. Is that okay? And then
Do you
you're going to share.
Do you want to be my pilot? Okay. All right.
I can be. I just know I'm such a micromanager that I need to like
Why don't
control
you
all
do
my own
that?
stuff.
Yeah.
But I see a million questions coming in. I'm going to dive into the questions and see if I can answer some things.
Okay. All right. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, great. Thank you for having me. I'm just so excited to be here, even though it's virtual and I couldn't meet you in person. So I'm going to go through some of the practical steps on how to create a Facebook ad, right? Can you hear me? Okay, great. Yeah. So a lot of you might have done Facebook ads by doing like a boost ad, right? Using, the Facebook page. But what I would recommend is actually going into your business page, your business Facebook page, and go into the ads manager. That is the better way to create an ad because you can see more clearly about the demographics, your analytics, and if you create a campaign with multiple ads, this is a good way to start. It's a little more complicated because Facebook has a lot of features and you have to kind of navigate it. There are a lot of buttons, but over time, it's a better way to go about it. So before you start a Facebook ad, there are 4 questions that you really need to think about. So the first thing is, what is your goal? Why are you doing the ad? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to drive traffic to your website? Are you trying to get people to sign up for an event? Right? So those are the things kind of start the basic of your ad. What is your budget? How much do you want to spend? Right? And the budget is really dependent on how many people you want to reach, who you want to reach, how big is the audience. And so you want to know how much you want to spend and who do you want to reach? This is by far the most important part of why you're doing the Facebook ad, because the ads can be targeted to different people, and the way that Facebook has sliced and diced their data, it really allows you to be really micro target people. It's kind of scary. There are 1.6 billion people who are on Facebook, and you can really target them by very minute manner. And then finally, what are you offering? What is the ad for, right? So it could be, getting visibility about what you're doing, could be messaging. It could be driving people to an event, going to a page. So you need to be careful, you need to think about what exactly you're offering. And so we're going to go through the 7 steps on, what I think will help you to be successful for creating the ad. We talk about goals. What do you want to accomplish, right? So that translates into when you create the ad, right? The first thing you want to do is create the campaign objective. So do you want to raise awareness about your nonprofit, right? Brand awareness is really for organizations that want to send some messages out, right? They want to let you know what they're doing. For example, United Way, example that Julia talked about, right? It's really nurturing more people to come to the site. You know, a lot of the organizations, you know, like the government is promoting the ballot, right? Those are kind of like brand awareness type of initiatives where they don't really have an objective for you to, let's say, you know, buy or attend an event. And reach is where a lot of us are, you know, where you want to grow your base, right? You want to reach more people, you want to get new leads and get people, you know, more eyeballs to come to your site or your page. And then consideration will be traffic, right? Driving traffic either to your Facebook page, a landing page, you know, or subscription, right? Engagement will be getting people to like or comment or to share. App installs will be like an app, you know, like if you have a third-party app that you want people to come in and download it. Or do you want people to come in and watch your video? And by the way, a video is, the length of video is good for under 30 seconds. So there's like a 3 seconds rule. They come in, they see something. If they don't like it in 3 seconds, they're gone, right? So you don't want to have a long drawn out video. Leads generation will be, let's say if you want people to sign up to your email. So you'll have a sign up you know, button there. And messages will be on the messenger where you can also have people come and send you a message. Now, conversion is mostly for retailers. So they want you to come to your shop, you know, your page. You can actually upload, you know, products to a catalog, or, you know, send people to your Facebook shop. So those are mostly for retails. So those are the things that you need to think about when you create a campaign, or you can use an existing campaign from the past and, you know, start from there. So audiences, now this is like so important, right? This is where it's going to make your budget, you know, more efficient if you have the right audiences. So core audiences are the people that you define on your demographics. So let's say you're going to have a virtual event, but you want to have people who are, you know, within the 10 miles radius of your organization, you know, and so you can select by, you know, the demographics, by age group, by location, job titles, education. You know, you can really put a fine comb through that. You can also do interest. So let's say for charitable cause, you know, they could be interested in, you know, children. They could be interested in, you know, a lot of different causes, right? And then behavior is, would be like what devices they use. So if it's a mobile, a lot of people using devices, mobile devices, or it could be operating system, so it's very specific. And then you can do lookalike audience. So lookalike audience will be Facebook going out to find people profile who are similar to the people who are following you on Facebook. So, you know, they have a lot of people and they can actually pull it together and creating an audience like your Facebook fans. And custom audience is you can you know, upload a an email list or you know, people who visit your website and create a similar audience as the as your email list. So those are the three that you can try it out. So lookalike audience, we, you know, talk about how you know, your database of people, and you can have Facebook match it. And this is a very powerful way of creating an audience. So the third step is deciding on an ad placement. So there's automatic placement or manual placement. So now when you first started an ad, what you want to do is to create an automatic placement to try it out. So it's going to feed into different places, from news feeds to video to Messenger. And over time, what you want to do is to maybe do it manually, so then you can see how things are going. And then learn which one is more effective down the road. Now the fourth step is setting a budget. What you want to do is to think about the lifetime of your budget. So if you want to set $100 a week, Facebook is going to divide them by the daily budget. And so then you know how much you want to spend. The minimum daily budget is $1, and then excuse me, and then it could be $5 for video. Apps is $40. So you want to set up a lifetime budget or during that time when you want to do the ad. And the key is to make sure that see the needle. You want to be in the middle, not too broad, not too specific. Now, the next step is to pick up the format, right? So we talked about having a video. Video is great, if you can do it quickly and to the point and have a call to action. Do an image, right? The image, you don't want to have too much text in it. Otherwise, Facebook is going to flag you. You could also have a collection of items. So those are mostly for retails. Where you can have the shop, shopping cart and stuff. Or you can create, load up multiple images, and Facebook is going to be able to create a video for you. So if, those of us who are shy about doing videos, the carousel is a great way to just show a video. So remember the ad budget strategy, right? So it goes back into your objective, right? Do you want to build more awareness about your organization? And then how do you get them into nurturing the leads? And then what do you want them to do, right? Do you want them to call you? Do you want them to subscribe? And then the last thing is figure out your analytics and see what the conversion rate is. And then you have to submit your ad for review. So now Facebook typically takes about 3 to 4 days to approve it. You can flag for a lot of reasons, right? Besides the one that Julia talked about, like those political reasons, race, gender, no personal attributes. Having too much text on an image can get flagged. So you don't want to have more than 20% of the text on an ad image. So use the text on your post, but not on your ad image. And then test it out, make sure that your landing page and the link is functional, make sure it goes through. And then how do you measure success, right? So you can measure in a lot of different ways, right? Engagements are the people who comment, share, like your ads. Reach is the number of people who sees your content. Think of reach as unique people who see your comment. And impressions are how they measure the times that your posts were seen, whether they click it or not. Now, click-through rate, or CTR, is how they divided the ads, let's say total number of ads, by the total number of impressions. So for example, if 1,000 people saw your ad and 100 people click on it, and that means it's 10%, they kind of multiply that by 100 to get your CTR as 10%. So that's pretty good. 10% is good. And cost per action is based on cost per click, based on how people are clicking through your ad. And conversions, hopefully you'll get converted, and you'll convert the people who click on your ads and do some actions, right? So the important part is also to make sure that you install a pixel for that ad, so you can measure how many people have converted, how many people click through. Otherwise, you wouldn't really know what they do. So that's the general 7 steps. So here's some of the things that, we talked about, want to summarize, right? Always want to have a goal in mind. You want to target the people who will be most likely will click on your ad or, interested in what you're doing. Make sure that your headlines or images are, what you call thumb catching, right? Make sure
I'm
that
stopping.
thank you, thumb stopping, right? You don't want to sound like an ad, you want to create content that makes people want to learn more about it. We talk about conversion pixel, right? Make sure you have that will connect to your website or your landing page so you can see the interaction. A/B split testing is, let's say, you have two kinds of ads, right? You can mix it up with different wordings or different images to see, that goes to the same place, but you can see how well they do. And then, say testing, right? Retargeting. So you can retarget. The only thing that I'm really cautious about is you don't want to run an ad for a month, right? Because you're going to target to the same people. They're going to see the same old ad and they're going to get kind of tired of it. So you want to run it short, do a week, and then you run another one targeting different people. So it's kind of trial and error, and you want to see how well your ads are doing with the analytics. So then you can come up with a better ad next time, so you get more results. So those are some of the things that I thought we'll share with you. And here are some of the resources that we included that will help you to learn more about Facebook ads. Julia, you have anything you want to say?
Yeah, I mean, that was amazing. It's such a science. It's such an art and a science because you need to have the ad creative that is going to catch the eye, but you also need to have the tech and the science in the background running so you are targeting the right people. But I think the most important thing is just to experiment and to just keep trying. I mean, just keep trying to do what you do. But the way I like to think about it is if you are spending $50 on an ad and you get $100 in donations, that's pretty good. I think that's good. So don't be discouraged if you're not, 10xing your results kind of right off the bat, because it really is something where you need to continually tweak it. It's almost like website traffic. I mean, monitoring your just basic Facebook engagement, your basic Instagram engagement. You have to constantly be looking at it and tweaking it and changing your content and seeing what works, and what doesn't work. And I think just go to the next slide because that's our contact information if anyone wants to contact us. But we have what do we have till 11:45 for questions?
Yeah. So we have a good 10 minutes to really get it, or 9 minutes to get into it.
Nice.
We can take 9 minutes.
Okay, I'm just gonna dive in. There's some really good questions. I was tempted to answer them all, and then I thought I should probably wait because I don't have all the answers. Well, okay. Kyle says, how can we create thumb-stopping images for something more abstract, like signing up low-income families for a community solar garden that can lower their utility while reducing carbon footprint? Okay. For me, what I would do is focus on the vision of the world that you're trying to create. So what is your vision? What is your hope? Not your mission, because your mission is we want to sign up low-income families for a community solar garden that can lower their utility while reducing carbon footprint. Okay, you don't want to put that in the ad. But what's your vision? What's going to get me inspired? What's going to get me excited? What's going to get me just, and your ad's not going to be for everybody, by the way. Not everyone's going to understand what you do. Not everyone's going to care. So don't worry so much about trying to reach everybody. This is a very specific niche topic, but when you reach the people that are passionate about it, they're going to tell their friends, they're going to spread the word. So to me, I would talk much more big picture, right? Much more forest for the trees here, and really explain the benefits. Like, what's the benefit? What's going to inspire me to sign up for this particular program? That's what I have to say. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, this might be one for Susu. What type of content do you suggest performs best? Video, pictures, or infographics?
Hmm. Well, I think that we're all visual. I think video, if you can do it, to the point, and like Julia, you're very good in video, right? I would definitely recommend, doing video if you're, you're just natural about doing that, right? If it's a video that has the right content, the messaging, and the call to action, I would do that. But not all of us, are brave enough to do video, right? And then I would do content with a nice graphic that we have a clear call to action. And infographic tend to be a little bit busy. I don't even know whether Facebook would actually not flag it if you have a lot of text in it. So that's probably what I would do.
Ooh, okay. Bridget says, do you recommend ads, boosted posts, or both? I don't know. I would recommend both, but what do you think, Susu?
I think boost post is good. It's easy to do. It's something that's quick, right? And I think boost post is good to kind of test out the water. When you do an ad, it stays on the right-hand column or on your news feed. That's a little bit. I think it has more benefits doing an ad because you can do a lot more to it. So you do a boost if you, let's say you have event coming up and you just want to boost it and send it out. That's what I would do. But if you do an ad with like a campaign with multiple objectives, where you have a video or you have a post, so I would do an ad.
And that's so important because I didn't know that until maybe a year ago, that boosted posts literally just means it just shows to more of your fans, or it just shows in the news feed. You don't get that added benefit of like being in the ad bar when it's on desktop or even on Instagram, because sometimes you can, convert your ads to Instagram. So you're not going to get that added benefit. But so what sometimes I've seen people do is take one of their highest performing posts and then just copy and paste it and convert it into an ad. I know it's so confusing. We're expected to be like all of these different things and know all of this stuff. Okay. Could you please remind me what is cost per action and click per action?
So click per action,
I cannot answer.
I will try to answer.
Okay.
Click per action is anytime they click, let's say they click to your landing page, right? It's done by auction, so it's like how many times they click, then you pay for it, right? Cost per action could be how you set it up, right? It could be, you want them to do something else besides click. They want to, go to another page, right? It's different, or could be more engagement. Say they like it, they commented. That's like the cost of the action. So it's mostly done when you have you set the budget and how much it costs, right? It could be how much it costs to run the ad, and what is the return on how much you spend.
So this could go with that question. What is a good versus like a great click-through rate? I don't know the industry standard for nonprofits. I know email open rates. I think a really awesome email open rate would be like 30%, 40%. A good one would be 15 to 20. Lower than that, you've got to figure it out. But I don't know for ads.
I think it depends on how much you want to spend, and if you can sell out your events, that would be good, right? It depends on how much action they do. Sometimes you run an ad and it's just like not going. You don't get that reach, right? But if you have ones that you could get at least like 0.9%, 10%. That's a good way. We ran an ad for a restaurant for Easter's, and we spent $50 on 2 ads, and and one is like targeting people within 5 miles of the city, and the other one is targeting people who likes that kind of the Greek food, right? And we got 2,500 clicks, and then they sold out. So I think that's a really good one when you calculate how much you spend versus how many people come in. Plus you get new people. So it depends on what you want to do. Like, do you want to get new people coming in to know more about what you do, or do you want to drive people to a place to subscribe?
Yeah, because it's definitely harder to get new people and it costs more
Right.
to get new people to click on your stuff, as it should. I mean, because
Right.
just kind of makes sense. Facebook has to find those people and, draw them in, or however they work their magic.
Right.
I like this question from Vicky. Would you comment on selecting and using stock photos for ads? Do's and don'ts. I mean, for me, I mean, it's different for me because I think my business is me. So I always want to use myself in an ad, and stock photography, like, how everybody uses those. They're like the little succulent on the desk with the iPhone out and the MacBook and whatever. So I try to stay away from anything that looks like everybody else is using it. But for nonprofits, it's really tricky. You really have to be careful that you're not using some stock photography that just looks really bad or that everybody else is using. So if you can get photos, even if it's like a tree or, I don't know, flower, a garden, or I don't know, what do you think, Susu, for stock photos?
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think people will know there's a stock photos.
Yeah.
I think it's important to be genuine. So if you could have people in your organization that are willing to be in the photo, I think those are more touching than having a stock photo.
I know. I mean, I worked with an organization that they are a foster home and they are in Salem, Mass. They're called Plummer Youth Promise. Actually, they do a lot of stuff with stock photography, but the photography I have never seen it before. I don't know if they have a person that they work with.
Mm-hmm.
It's not photography I've ever seen, but it's not their kids because they're minors, So, but they never say this is Tony and he is 18. They just usually put a photo of a child and then say, this is our mission. This is what we do. So I would be careful taking a stock photo and then putting a story next to it without saying that this is not the person, or saying names and visuals have been changed. Mm-hmm. So I'd be careful about that. But this was fantastic. Thank you, Candace.
Yes. Thank you, Julia. Thank you, Susu. This has been such an enlightening conversation. I think that you guys touched on so many great topics and takeaways that make it really practical for organizations. Because I think that ads are always something that, you're like, should I do them? Should I not? How should I do them? So everything that you guys went through was so helpful to really helping organizations navigate ads, especially if they're doing it for the first time. So thank you so much. Everyone that is attending, I highly recommend that you check out Julia and Susu's businesses. So Julia, she has 2 books. She has a ton of courses that you can take, and also consulting services. So Julia has so much to offer. So I would really recommend that you take a look at her content and services. And Susu over at Tomo 360, it's a digital marketing agency that serves nonprofits and businesses alike. And you can totally check out her services and how they can help your organization grow, especially with digital ads and much more. So very excited that both of you were able to join today and just have this really enlightening conversation. If you'd like to stay on, and type answers to the Q&A, feel free. But yeah, thank you so much for your time and great insights. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks.